Yo, what up, UMU?
What's up, everybody? Hey.
What up, UMU, and welcome to The Savvy Investor, where we discuss money moves, investments, and opportunities for generational wealth. Our conversations will be tailored specifically for those who have served. Think, plan, execute. Let's continue to grow together.
Talk about cash, money. Talk about cash, money. Talk about cash, money. Dollar bills, y'all. Come on now. Yeah. People will steal from their mother. People will rob their own brother. People can't even.
What up, UMU, and welcome to another episode of The Savvy Investor. Joining me from the admin team, we got Yancey the Great. Say what up, Yancey. You're muted, Bucko.
My fault. What up? How y'all doing?
All right. So for this episode, we have a very special guest, tech sergeant Phillip Daniels, and we're going to talk about crypto. Welcome to the studio, Daniels.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what up? All right, so like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about, for this segment, we're going to talk about crypto investing, cryptocurrency, what's on the horizon, and what is crypto altogether. But before we get into the crypto aspect of it, we want to take a little bit of time to introduce our guest. So, sorry, Daniel, go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Florida, the northern part of Florida, around the Panhandle area. I used to live in Miami as well, but I left right before Hurricane Andrew hit, and it tore my parents' house up, broke their hearts. But luckily, our grandparents were able to hold on to the farm for us in the northern part of Florida, right below Alabama. And I grew up on the farm for like about my entire life. So I was actually born in Dothan, Alabama, which is not far from where we're stationed at, actually, Black. And I've been living there ever since. And I decided to join the Air Force after I actually dropped out of playing college football in Truman State, which is in Missouri. So I got a scholarship, but a little bit too immature and young, and I decided to, call it quits, wrap it up, and then I joined the Air Force right after that.
Go Big Blue. All right, so we're here to talk about crypto investing. So earlier, you told us a little bit about your story as far as how we got to the Air Force, or how you got to the Air Force, but what led you to investing?
What led me to investing? Actually, my father. Was in the Army a while ago before I was even born, and he would tell us stories about how he had some missed out opportunities on investing. He was able to accumulate. Him and my mother baked cakes when they were stationed in Germany. He was stationed in Fort Hood as well in Texas, and pretty much he would sit us down and tell us stories like with Coca-Cola. Like on base, they would actually offer them opportunities to invest in these stocks and everything. And my dad didn't know what it was because he was from a small town, and no one really educated him on this stuff. He didn't have a financial education. So therefore, everybody was like, hey, Daniels, it's a good idea. We should start. Everybody's drinking it. We can invest in it. They got brokers on base. They offering it. And it was different back then, of course, with cash and all that good stuff. But he missed out on the opportunity. And if he had invested in that stuff, like you could research a small town of Coca-Cola, a small town in Florida, invested in Coca-Cola, they would be wealthy, a lot wealthy off and better off than they are today. So that's what kind of led me to invest in it. Also, my dad, he's actually 73, and he actually got me started in crypto because he has a young mind his body's he's up there, but he has a young mind, so he keeps me influenced, he keeps me motivated, he keeps me going.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't expecting you to say your pops was 73. I'm just saying.
He is. He doesn't look like it. Actually, he looks like Muhammad Ali, but he's up there. So, but I'm the baby, so I'm 36. So.
You want me to ask the next question, Blake?
Yeah.
That question's coming across.
Look at you out here looking like you don't know what
as
you're doing.
Oh, what got you into it? Is that the question right there? What got you?
No, we got Yancey got the next one. Okay. We're gonna talk transition to crypto.
So, can you tell us what exactly crypto is? Because there's a lot of people out there who don't really understand the background of what crypto actually is.
Okay, well, when you think about crypto, right, you got to break the word down like they taught us in school, right? So crypto actually means like a hidden message or secret or something secret, right? Leading to as in a currency. So they're actually sending messages to certain things and certain algorithms to actually make a certain computing process happen with the actual cryptocurrency. So currency as a currency, the current, electricity, anything is always moving. Money always flows. That's how we keep our economy going. It has to keep flowing. It can't stay stagnant. So when we talk about cryptocurrencies, these are new. This is pretty much a new digital asset class that's coming on board. That's going to move our new economy forward. We're getting away from the old way of doing things and moving forward in the future to a new digital economy. You can even go research this stuff with Jerome Powell, which is the treasurer at the Federal Reserve. And he'll even tell you himself, if you watch some of his videos, that we're going to this new digital economy, and he's afraid that some people might get left behind. So that's why I'm actually happy to be here today to talk about this stuff, to educate people as far as where we're going with cryptocurrencies and what they have to offer to bring to our investment culture.
All right, so that's kind of like a basic breakdown of what crypto is. But for the most part, how do you make money on that? Like, what are ways that some folks can make money through investing in crypto?
Well, I mean, really, just you make money simply by just investing. If you get on certain websites like Coinbase, you download Coinbase, those different exchanges are Kraken or crypto.com, which is some of the more popular exchanges. You could simply invest $100 and you could be up $130 like that night or that day based on what happens with the market. If the whales are moving the cryptocurrencies or things go up and down, basically by simply watching it, I'll always suggest that you buy low and of course sell high. They always say that, but buy when it's red, and you can actually make money simply overnight, just simply by the market moving.
Fair enough. So what causes the market to move? Like, so for us that are not too keen on or just in the know for crypto, what causes the crypto market to go up and down?
Well, the whales. So the whales, okay, first of all, a whale is a person that's actually has a lot invested in cryptocurrency. Like, say Michael Saylor or Michael Strategies, right? He owns a lot of Bitcoin. He's backed by Morgan Stanley. They've actually been backing him with his company, Michael Strategies. He's just considered a whale. So if he was to actually buy a lot of Bitcoin, it would actually move the market of that algorithm, right? But if he sells a lot, obviously it's going to cause it to go down, and that's that case. So that's something to think about when you buy cryptocurrencies. Like, watch where the money is going. Watch these whales. Watch what the big players are doing, and you can get your piece of the pie as well.
So you're saying whale as in the animal and not whale as in like a
whale as, okay, when I'm saying a whale is like
a big fish.
A big fish in the ocean, right? We're considered like a little fish. We're retail investors. These are the guys that have the billions of dollars that are backing from the big banks, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, you name it, Charles Schwab, you name it, right? These guys are the big players. They're the ones that move the market. You also have new companies that arise, such as Grayscale. Grayscale deals with only cryptocurrency funds. They have their own. They actually were with the SEC, but they didn't get approved for their cryptocurrency fund because, you know, the SEC has been going back and forth with other cryptos, and we'll get into that later. But that's something to think about when you guys are actually investing. And I'll give you some other indicators to look at in the market that will steer you in the direction of which way the market might go that day, by just simply waking up at 9 o'clock before the market opens, and you can check certain indicators that will let you know which way the market is probably going that day.
So they pretty much functions like stocks, is what you're trying to say.
Yes, and they do. They actually on the same wavelength right now. But what I'm thinking and what some of my mentors are telling me later on, as Bitcoin goes up and down, Bitcoin right now actually controls the market as far as the other altcoins, meaning Ethereum, Stellar Lumens, Ripple, all your top crypto coins in the top 50, right? If you look on the market cap, coin market cap. But you have to think at the same time, when Bitcoin goes up and down, it actually controls and moves the market. But as time goes on, certain cryptos will start to decouple from Bitcoin and actually move on their own.
What you got for us, Yancy?
All right, so we already kind of went over what makes the market fluctuate. Is crypto more riskier than stocks, in your opinion? Why or why not?
Yes, right now, simply because it's a new asset class. However, not financial advice. I have to say that. This is not financial advice, okay? So research and question anything that I'm telling you by looking online and doing your own investigation, okay? With it being such a new asset class, like with anything else, of course, it's going to be some risk involved of coins actually going out. There actually is talks of 99% of cryptos going away, okay? But if you can find that top 1% or that top half of that 1%, that's going to make it. It could make you very wealthy in the future.
So that's another. Sorry about that, Black. So that's because I understand crypto. I get it. I own crypto, but I'm also very skeptical of crypto because there's a lot of things that happen that's a little fishy to me. So my question to you is, with that whole riskier versus not, is how can consumers or people who want to get into crypto figure out which ones are not just like meme coins, or like the risky, it's just a scam to get you in there and let you lose all your money kind of coins, versus the one that are a little bit more legit?
Good question. Very good question. I'm glad you asked that. So you got your meme coins like Dogecoin, and you got Shiba Inu, which are popular coins. Have I owned Dogecoin in the past? Yes. I was a skeptic of it when I started back in 2017. I actually wish I would have held on to it, because I would have I'd probably be a lot more well off than I am right now, right? However, I'm actually in Shiba Inu right now. Now, do I expect Shiba Inu to go to the moon and all that good stuff? No, I do not. But am I a skeptic with it? Am I playing with it? Yes, I am. I actually bought some when I was in Saudi Arabia. But on the other hand, when it comes down to answer your question, those ones that people are trying to pump up, you got to be wary of what they're saying. Actually do your investigation, look at it, study it, and study it some more. Find out which cryptos have, listen to what I'm saying, real use case in our new economy to come. You figure those ones out, wherever they deal with moving currency, banking, blockchain and smart technology, blockchain interoperability, privacy tokens, which pretty much means privacy. Some of these banks are going to have privacy tokens that can move money without me or you being able to see it. Supply chain, stuff like VeChain. VeChain is going to help with our supply system. You remember back a couple of months ago when they talked about, we got a problem with food shortages, supplies coming in, everything's backed up. They were showing you all these big giant shipyards and everything. Figure out the cryptocurrencies is going to solve these real world problems. Gaming. All our kids play games. I still play video games. I'm a millennial. Gen Z, they play video games all the time. I just had to kick my daughter off of Roblox. I'm like, hey, I gotta do a podcast, baby. Get off, please. Okay, Dad. Think about that. Gaming, the ones that's going to be in the gaming. Web 3.0. So we went from Web 1, America Online. We went to Web 2. MySpace, which disappeared. That's your Facebook. That's all your social media, Twitter, all that good stuff. Now we're going to Web 3.0, which is dealing with these cryptocurrencies. Everything's going to be decentralized. You're going to be able to build on top of it. You're going to be able to build different platforms with it. They're going to power our whole and digital, our new digital economy that's coming in.
Hey man, real detailed answer. I appreciate that. All right, so I know you said you don't offer this platform is not for financial advice, nor are none of us certified to give any financial
No,
advice.
this is not
But
financial
I do
advice.
want to ask, do you have a certain strategy that you follow when you're investing in crypto?
First of all, I'm old school still, right? I write everything down. You can do it on. I write it by just a number 2 pencil, whatever, right? I take it into work with me every day. I look at what I got. I look at my goals. I write down what exchanges these cryptos on, which ones that I think that are going to be here 10 years from now, which ones have the real use case, all that good stuff. I found out what exchange they're on, which exchange has the cheapest rates when I get ready to trade and put my money in. And then I write down, okay, my prediction is simply this. If this coin goes to $10 in 5 years, right? I want to own $100,000 of those coins. And if those coins is only a penny, then I start slowly dollar cost averaging in to get what I want. And I only buy on dips. I only buy when the market's red. That's when I buy. Let me see a 10 to 15% decrease, right? Negative interest, a negative loss. I'm buying. I wake up in the morning sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning if I get ready to go to work, before I get ready to go to PT here at home. Market's down, I'm buying. Simply as that. And I'm an investor. So investor actually means that I'm holding these coins for 5, 10, 15 years. I'm not a trader. However, I will say this. Once again, not financial advice. This is a trader's market. So if you see these coins pumping and dumping and you see one, you study it for a couple of weeks, watch how it moves, you can get in and make a quick buck. Just always remember, pay your taxes.
Message, pay your taxes, Wesley Snipes. So, all right, so I did have a question to kind of like add to your answer. So you said you buy in the dips, but what about those coins that continually dip? Like, do you try to avoid those, or is there a certain dip percentage that you'll buy? Like, let's say it's been dipping for like the last 3 months. Would you still buy?
If I believe this coin has real use case and it's going to be around, right? Because there's some coins that people were buying and they were just buying into the hype. Like Safe Moon was a coin, for example, right? I don't know if you guys heard of that one or not.
Mm-hmm.
People were buying in, thinking it's going to go to $1. This is that, yada yada. It was just a pump and dump scheme. You can go research BitConnect when the guys get on to BitConnect, all that, just hyping it up, pump and dump. Some of those guys actually are locked up right now. You want to be real wary of people that, are just pumping and dumping these coins and so forth. You want to always do your research, do your investigation, see who's behind it, check who's in charge of it, make your own judgment and decision on where you're going to put your money, because ultimately it's going to be on you at the end of the day what happens with your investment.
Fair enough. I don't know what Jens must be tired today.
Nah, I'm trying to give you the leeway of leading this discussion, sir. So you kind of already hit on it earlier, but like,
what's that?
For beginners out there in general, who may not understand what crypto is and how it actually works, can you like better define what it is? You know what I mean? Like, you kind of gave us a brief overview of it, but you haven't really like spoken on what exactly a crypto coin is, if that makes sense.
What? Okay, so you asked me what and it means to
like how does it actually work?
I think you're talking about like the blockchain. On the blockchain
and everything like that. Because I feel like beginners, they just hear crypto and Bitcoin or whatever, and they just go, "Oh yeah," but they don't understand the reason why it's becoming a popular thing. If that makes sense.
Okay, so on the blockchain, think of it like this, right? So once again, for you guys out there, just think of it like this. You guys that play, I know your kids probably play Roblox or you play Fortnite. Everybody in the world should know what Fortnite is, right? You know how you go in there and play, you buy V-Bucks for Fortnite or you buy Robux for Roblox. That digital money that you're exchanging your cash money for, or your digital money that's actually in that bank, because it's all digital and numbers on the screen, it's not necessarily there, but that's what they say you have in your bank, right? You're moving that currency to payment in exchange for something. It's the same thing. It's just digital in that aspect. In other words, it's just an encryption code on the algorithm that's saying, hey, me and you have a smart contract online that we're sharing together. We can't back out of it. Therefore, if I owe you 0.10 Bitcoin to buy your car, okay, once we get this smart contract through, I can't renege on it. You cannot not accept it. Once we click that button, we both agreed for that means of exchange. Does that kind of make more sense?
I think that kind of helped them out.
Do I need to go more in detail on it?
No, I think that makes sense.
Now, let me say one more thing. That form of payment, however, now I will say this about crypto. It's on the DLT, distributed ledger technology, right? So every transaction that's made is tracked. It's not like a flea market or a swap meet or any place you go. Why I see that I give you $20 for whatever you're trying to sell me, and we shake hands. I'm like, okay, man, and nobody pays taxes on it. Crypto gives the powers to be the all-seeing eye. They're going to be able to see on that ledger, digital ledger, how much Bitcoin or whatever currency we're using that I gave you, and they're going to be able to tax me or you accordingly based off on what I've given you, right? So if you run a business and I give you 1 Bitcoin for a house or what have you, they're going to be able to tax you accordingly, according to what tax back you at that time on that Bitcoin. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It does. So
they can see it on the blockchain. They can see it. It gives them the all seeing. It gives. Why you think the IRS hired so many more people? Because they know what's coming. They hired over 80,000 agents. Just think about that for a second. They did that for a reason. Go ahead.
Just to hit on that one topic where you just said, like, the 1 Bitcoin. Do you get taxed on the value of the Bitcoin when you make the transaction, or does that fluctuate with the market as well? Like, let's say I buy.
That's the whole point of the ledger. Whatever Bitcoin was going for at that time, that's what you're getting taxed on. So if they say it's a 20% tax, right, and it was $100 worth of Bitcoin.
That's interesting to hear you say that, because I thought when all this digital currency stuff came about, it was to remove that oversight, and people can do stuff.
At first, it's only so much I can really say on this. In a perfect world, it was designed to be that way.
Yeah.
However, the powers to be decided that, hey,
ain't no free lunches over here. I want my piece of the pie. Fair enough.
I was supposed to, Black, if you wanted to sell me your nice truck, right?
Yeah.
That you drive to work every day. It was supposed to be just between me and you and no one else. However, the banks that are actually backing the crypto and buying things up that they're not telling us about are actually one of the ones that's going to custody our crypto and hold those cards. So therefore, they're going to still have that oversight, that third party that not necessarily needs to be there, but they're going to be there to oversee it, right? Because
Uncle Sam said he want a piece of the pie. Whatever you make, ain't no middleman. I want some of that.
Yeah, there's only 2 things certain, right? You got to pass on that. So they wanted to make sure they got control of that technology before, and they've been working on this for decades. Jerome Powell will tell you that itself. Like, hey, we've been working on digital currencies for a couple of decades. So you can actually see him say that on the videos several times over and over. So you know who Jerome Powell is, correct? Yes. No.
I think you mentioned him when we first started.
Okay, that's a guy that you want to look up. Pay attention to the Federal Reserve. Pay attention to the World Economic Forum. Pay attention to the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund. They're telling you where we're going, and a lot of people are not paying attention because we're too busy listening to Kanye West or Kim Kardashian or Russell Wilson, a waste of $250 million. And so forth, right? We're too distracted with that stuff. So pay attention. It's boring. Don't get me wrong. It's very boring. But if you want to be wealthy in the future or have a shot at being wealthy in the future, and once again, not financial advice, you might want to start paying attention to what they're saying and where they're putting their money at, so you can get a piece of your pie.
I'm gonna go off script a little bit. I got another question when it comes to like crypto investing. So early on in the like I guess in the early stages of crypto, a lot of people were making a lot of money on crypto mining. Are you familiar with crypto mining?
Yes. Okay, so as far as that's concerned, I know that deals with proof of work. They're actually trying to get away from that now because they're trying to make it, because the crypto was originally designed to be decentralized, right? Where anybody can use it peer-to-peer transactions where, hey, it would just be between me and you, and that's it. That's how it should work. However, they're trying to cut back on the crypto miners because they're saying we're going to this new green initiative, which is us getting all these new electric cars, using clean energy, getting away from oil, gas, all that good stuff. And they want the cryptocurrencies to be more, I think it's called carbon friendly. So they won't produce and all that good stuff they're talking about with the global warming and everything, whether you believe it or not, all that good stuff. They're going carbon neutral, right? So the miners, however, the miners were actually using a lot of computing power to actually clear these blockchains to mine these cryptocurrencies. There's actually guys that have lost over. One guy, he was dumpster diving. He threw his old hard drive away. He actually had like, don't quote me on this. He had so much, he had over $1 million of a Bitcoin on his hard drive. I'll say that much. And he had another guy, he sold 65 Bitcoin for a pizza back in the day. So if you know, Bitcoin is like, I think it's like $19,000 a day. It was 65,000 at one time before it went back down. But they're getting away from the miners. The miners used to mine, clear that block or that puzzle or what have you, and then it just evolve in a circle. Then they would sell and then go back to doing it again. They would just get a series of computers that would consume a lot of energy, and all they're really doing is clearing a mathematical equation. That's basically what crypto is. Because if you don't already know, I'm gonna tell you right now, mathematics is a universal language of the universe. So that's one thing to think about when it comes to these cryptos. Just think about it as a bunch of math. And actually, when you invest in crypto, you're really, really buying software, so to speak. So think about back when we were, how old are you? Great. How are you, buddy? Yancey. I'm sorry, Yancey. How old are you? I'm 32. You're 34. So think about when we were in school, right? Software. I'm quite sure you use the Apple computer. Okay. Now, if you can go back in time, would you have not invested in Apple? When we were using
I would have invested in Microsoft before I invested in Apple.
Same thing, same concept, and you would have been well off today, right? And that's that train I'm not trying to miss again. Did I answer your question, Black?
Yeah. So I know in the moving forward, I know right now I was reading some articles about the mining process back in the day when it first started, and you were making a percentage. Like if you mined crypto or like Bitcoin or whatever, you were making a percentage of the transaction, and that can add up. The more mines you had, the more mathematical equations you can translate, the more money you can make. But I want to say they said now the energy usage is so high that it was not as profitable anymore. Unless you're like
not as profitable. That's not as
like
profitable.
A large country like China or Russia, where you can have farms of this stuff and you don't have to pay for.
They actually have farms here in Valdosta.
Really?
Yes.
Solar farms.
I have a buddy, Bitcoin farms. I had a buddy. He was a manager for a top manager for MediaCom, and he was telling me, yeah, they're here. They're here. There's three different mining farms here in Valdosta. I don't know exactly where they're at, but it's happening, and they're not telling us about it. So this is something you might want to. Everyone needs to pay attention to. At least give it a little bit of your time.
Fair enough. That kind of transitions me into the next question about. So you mentioned a lot that you're a crypto investor, so you're looking at this for the long term, right? What are some differences between the long term and short term investments, and how do you differentiate the two?
I will say this: one of my mentors right now is advising that for people that's looking to invest, start studying, do your research, investigate, look at this crypto stuff, make plans for 5, 10, 15-year holds. Buy on your dips. However, right now we're in a trader's market with everything going on with the interest rates going up, pumps and dumps happening, sways in the market. Possibly, if you pay attention, a lot of people are going to be, unfortunately, probably be unemployed. Unemployment's happening in the next couple of 2 years, 2023 and 2024. So please talk to your families, get ready, get you some cash on the side. Be ready for that. However, right now, once again, we are in a trader's market. So this is a trader's dream. If you're a trader, which is I'm not going to tell you to go out there and trade. Once again, it's not financial advice. But if you watch the markets, pay attention to how it swings. I'll give you a couple of nuggets. 3 things you want to look at when you're getting ready to trade right in the morning. Watch the VIX, VIX. You get on that Yahoo website, watch the VIX, right? VIX, aka called the fear gauge, okay, which follows the S&P 500. And when people start blogging, they talking about, oh, the market's going down, all that good stuff, right? You'll see the VIX start going up, right? When you see the VIX go up, when you see the dollar go up, DXY, the dollar index go up, you see that go up, and you also see the yield rates, the treasuries, the bonds. Yields up, guess what's going to happen? Vice versa with crypto and stocks, you see them go down. Now, yield rates go down, the VIX is down, the dollar decreases a little bit, you'll see stocks and crypto go up. If you don't believe me, take a look at it tomorrow and see if it's not the opposite of each other. I don't chart read because you got to think, who else is also looking at those charts? The whales. Sorry, I don't do it. But I actually learned that from one of my mentors, and it's like clockwork every time. You got to watch the volume, who's buying, who's selling, all that good stuff. Look at the VIX, look at the yield rates, and look at the dollar. Because the dollar right now, we still have the world reserve currency. Look at those 3 things, see what's happening. If they're up, cryptos and stocks are down. If the dollar goes down, VIX is down, the fear gauge, and the yield rates and bonds, they're down. Crypto and stocks, you'll see them start creeping up. At that point, once again, a trader's dream.
Fair.
Okay. Good to know. So moving on to the next question.
Easy money.
What is one thing you wish you knew before you started getting into crypto trading? Or crypto investing, I guess.
I wish I would have started a lot earlier because we might not be talking right now. I'll probably be somewhere else.
You be too good for it, Sarge? Come on, man.
I wouldn't have to be too good for you. Come on, you see the truck I drive. I mean, I learned that from my grandfather, right? I drive an old 2006 Nissan Titan. I had it when I first came in the Air Force, and all I gotta do is change the oil and keep it rolling, right? And change the tires every now and then. I wish I knew more about the technology and where we were going. I wish I had better mentors that were actually teaching me about this, because the one question about crypto that people have, they actually is what we're answering tonight is, what is it? Okay, is it a scam? A lot of people put a lot of fear out there. You have the rich guys like from Shark Tank, right? What's his name? Kevin O'Leary and Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan. They were telling you, oh, if I catch anybody buying Bitcoin, I'll fire them. And behind the scenes, he's actually buying it. You can go look this stuff up. It's a fact. Like I said, don't take anything I say. Go do your own research, right? Make sure you fact check me. They're actually buying it up while they're telling you not to buy it. So I wish I knew these things. I wish I knew that, for example, right, I was buying this crypto called Chainlink, right? And I was buying it for like $1. I had no idea Chainlink was gonna go beyond $7, $10, have you, right? What have you, right? And go back down, of course, and hover around 6 or 7 months. I would have been buying more. You got to look for these assets that could have a high return. Even Nipsey Hussle said, right? The late Nipsey Hussle said, basically, if you get you 10 good coins, don't buy everything. Do not buy everything. You get you 10 good coins, right? 9 can fail, but that one could set you up for life.
Facts. All right, so I appreciate your time, Sarge. We're going to get ready to start wrapping up this segment. But before we wrap up, we got a few questions that we're going to ask. These are just like straight off the top questions we're going to ask you. The first one is, so what do you see crypto in the next 10 years?
Crypto in the next 10 years? So we'd be what? 10 years from now, I see crypto, it's going to be what is it? How many sectors do we have in our financial system? I think it's 12 right now. We got gold, we got stocks, we got silver, we got all that good stuff, right? It's going to be added to our financial sector. I think we got 12, right? So I think it's going to be the 13th sector. Remember, you got to pay attention to numbers, right? 13 actually members is a powerful number as it creates that separation, right? We started with the original 13 colonies here in America to create that separational gap. But I see crypto is here to stay. Not all of them are here to stay. Some of them a lot of them are going to go away. So if you own crypto coins like Dragon Chain Coin or I don't know, Elon Musk, Dogecoin, Mars Coin. Elon Musk is the influencer. He can pump the coin all he wants, but I doubt those coins are not here to stay. You got to look for the ones that are here to stay. Look for the ones that have real use case, ones that are going to solve real world problems that we have, because they're building that narrative right now. Energy crisis, ones that are carbon friendly. Look for those ones. Look for ones that's going to move our currency. Look for ones that's going to operate the internet overall. People are going to build on top of it, like Ethereum. That's basically Ethereum is the oil of the cryptocurrency economy. So once again, I would actually don't buy it right now. Wait for it to go down, because we're probably going to go in a big bear market. However, look for those cryptocurrencies that's going to be here to stay 10 years and beyond 10 years, 20 years from now, because you got to think about your kids, right? Your kids are not going to be using the same currency that we're using today. In some form, okay, is the dollar going away? No, it's just going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. Right now, we have USDC. If you do your research on USDC is a stable coin. A stable coin that's a token that's built on top of a coin. Okay, you got to remember the difference between a coin and a token. A coin such as Ethereum has tokens that are built on top of it, such as Aave, Compound. Even Shiba Inu is built on top of Ethereum. Okay, ERC20 tokens. And how do you find out this information? You download a simple app that looks like the little gecko from Geico. It's called CoinGecko. You go on your phone. It doesn't matter if it's iOS or Android. Download CoinGecko. They'll tell you where to get these coins. They'll tell you if they're a token or a coin. Remember, there's a difference. So every time you see a token, it's actually built on top of a coin. So USDC is actually a stable coin, which is our United States dollar that's built on top of Stellar, or a ticker symbol XLM, or it's built on top of Ethereum, and more to come from that as well.
Awesome. Fair enough. All right, next question. Give us 2 book recommendations.
Okay. Glad you guys said that, because I only got 2. Okay. I do most of my research, of course, on YouTube, because, we live in that fast world. Kids, work, everything's involved with a lot of distractions going on. And we also got to get sleep too and work out, right? The one book, I don't have it on me. I actually gave it to a buddy of mine to read when we were in quarantine before we went to Saudi Arabia back in 2020, right before Ripple had his case with the SEC. The first one, I gave it to him. It's only like 30 pages. It's only $8 on Amazon. You can go get it today. Discover the Full Potential of Ripple and XRP. So Ripple is the company, and XRP is their actual coin that they use, right? Ripple's going to move a lot of money. However, I'm a skeptic of it personally right now, so I'm not telling you to go out and buy it. I don't know how high it's going to go. I don't know how low it's going to go. However, I will tell you this. I can almost guarantee you that it's here to stay. Okay? Once again, not financial advice, but it is here to stay, and it's a coin worth looking at. Okay? Why it's low. Wait for it to drop a little bit. Only buy in the red. Don't buy in the green. You got people out there that were buying Bitcoin at $65,000 when it was in the green because they're thinking it was going to $1 million. Don't do that. Dollar cost average. But you got people now that won't touch it when it's at 19,000. Doesn't make any sense. So don't do that, okay? My second book is, I actually got it in a couple of days ago. It's actually written by this guy that has a crypto called Digibyte. And Digibyte is actually a fork of Bitcoin. However, I don't know if it's going to make it. Do I have a little bit of Digibyte? Yes, but it's not one of my favorite coins on my whole list of coins that I dollar cost average into every time I get paid, right, or on a weekly basis. This one right here, Blockchain 2035. And I like the 2035 because this is for my investors. When you look at this book, you look at the year we're in right now, we're getting ready to go 2023. Think about this number and invest, right? It's going to tell you all about blockchain. It's going to give you hints on what cryptos are going to control our monetary system. How do cryptos deal with internet networks, devices, systems, all that good stuff. And I give you food for thought before I end on that, right? I want you to remember one thing. This is going to sound crazy. I know you guys all seen Terminator. You've seen The Matrix, all that good stuff, right? One thing those two movies have in common, they have machines. And this is something I want you to go research. Don't take my word on this. You got to do some deep research because no one's going to tell you this. Cryptocurrencies aren't for us. CBDCs are for us. Central bank digital currencies issued by our banks. They're going to be able to track our money. When Andrew Yang was running for president, anybody remember Andrew Yang? He mentioned us having universal basic income. With that being said, they have that in the works. Go research Fed now. Go research President Biden's fact sheet White House documents on cryptocurrencies. Right now, CBDCs are illegal in the United States and the UK. However, as we're getting ready to go in election year, something to think about as they might change some of these laws. That's why I advise you guys to take a look at cryptocurrencies. Don't invest all at once. Get in the lab, do your studying, make your decisions. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and so forth. And take a look at this stuff, guys, because it could change your life forever.
Hell yeah. All right. So with that, man, I want to say thank you for your time. We went over a lot of information. I hope folks go back and listen and read, look into the book recommendation and kind of dig in for themselves. Like we said at the beginning of this segment, we're not financial advisors. We don't give financial investing advice. We just want to spark that in you to go out there and do your own research and invest. The worst come to worst, you learn something, you'll be able to pass something on to those around you, and we'll continue to grow together. So with that, Jens, do you have anything for our guests before we wrap it up?
Only thing I got for him is, like he said, just do your research. There's a lot of stuff out there that you can get fooled by. Everything out there is not for actual like usage. There's a lot of people out there trying to pump and dump and just get your money. Yeah. So just do your research. I understand the theory behind Bitcoin. I know it's going to be utilized in the future. I still think it's not to the point where it needs to be, but you know what I mean? Like it's going to get there eventually, and we will have to end up using
Exactly.
All right. Any parting words, Daniel, before we wrap it up?
Y'all remember, what's the guy's name? He made our internet. They say he died, but I don't know if he's dead or not. Did a special on Netflix. John McAfee. He made the McAfee software, right? When he was saying Bitcoin's going to $1 million, right? There's a lot of people out there that think that's true still. Now, is it going to happen in the next year or two or 5 years from now? Probably not. But anything is possible. I'm not telling you to go out there and take out a loan and buy you one Bitcoin and sit on it. But if Bitcoin dips to 12,000 or anything like that, hey, that's one of those things to think about.
Yeah.
I personally think Ethereum is going to be the bigger one in my opinion.
Yeah.
The technology behind Ethereum is a little bit better in my opinion. It'll grow and surpass Bitcoin in the future. Bitcoin's the big whale because it's the first one, but I think Ethereum is going to be the one. Again, not financial advice, just saying.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, with that, it's been real. And also, thanks to the admin behind the scenes holding us down. See you guys next time.
Thank you for having me.
Peace.
Yeah.